Hey everybody, this is Rydo, and we're back to Fallout New Vegas. I don't think I made a safety save last time, so I'm gonna go ahead and do one now. We just finished Boone's quest, which gives me really only one thing to do, I guess, is run back to, well, Camp McCarran. I guess we'll try and see if somehow our relationship is better. Not sure why those guys are running off in that general direction. Seems like they're just catching up with that guy. Okay. What items am I wearing? See, the problem here is for the NCR, we should be we should be in a better relationship with them. And we just aren't. And I just don't have a way of being in a better relationship. I have a bunch of dog tags I could turn in from the NCR, but I don't know who to turn them into.
Perimeter's been quiet since you left. The fiends are running scared. I doubt they'll give us any more trouble.
Suppose what we could do is we could try something crazy. Now the good news is that we killed Caesar, so that should give us like a great bit of
what is it?
Positivity.
Everything was going according to President Kimball's plan at first. But our two main objectives are still and we're holding Hoover. Could be better, I'll say that much. We set up here with our sights set on annexing New Vegas. If anything, now we're trying to secure the strip and the dam at the same time. And in the meantime, so we're in a holding.
So what we're trying to do here is get this.
What? Why on earth would you think you can walk in here and make troop deployment? Bye.
So nothing there. What if we were to be hidden and just kill this guy? Well, then the quest fails. And that is it. I mean, that's all you can do. Okay. So we don't want to do that. So there's probably something else to do to get on the good side of the NCR higher, and or it's just kind of bugged, and then we just have to move the game forward. The only other real thought would be to run back to Hoover Dam. Yeah, there's just not really anywhere else to go. Or anything else to do. Not that I can think of, not that I know of. Yeah.
Hello.
Let's see, this other quest is still glitched. As far as the president arriving a second time. with the character supposed to be here and not being here. So as far as I can tell, this is glitched, this is glitched. We can do this quest, I guess. That's at least something. So before we do that, we should get rid of Boone and take in our last companion, who might have a companion quest. Although from what I kind of understand about Raoul's companion quest is that he just kind of asks you to do certain things, simple things, and you just do them. While we're here, it also would benefit me, I think, to pick up a real gun.
Hey, I want to thank you for bringing me to Bitters. If that's what you think. I'll make my way there.
Let's see.
Oh, it's you. Anything's better than staying here.
Okay. So what I think I'll also do here is drop that and drop that, drop that and drop that. And then I guess the question would come down to if I need an actual weapon as a backup weapon, what should I take? A lot of these incendiary grenades and explosive things. Like, I'd love to just do that and throw grenades, but it's not really realistic to do that. We could take the recharger pistol. Guess we're taking grenades. Yeah, I guess that's what we'll just take. Also, we'll see how that plays out. Now, I'm not even going to bother to check. I'm fairly certain that I have 50 blue star cap sunset sarsaparilla items. Let's find the entrance. It's right in front of me. Glitching broom.
Looking into a mirror. Attacking cowboy festoon mirror.
So if this says we don't have enough, that must mean you need 100 somehow. They should have told you that it was 50 you needed.
The true story behind Sunset Sarsaparilla.
I assume he's gonna break.
Long ago, people didn't have a heap of choices when it came to soft drinks. It was either water or Nuka-Cola. Now, the threat of legal action forces me to say that Nuka-Cola is a swell beverage, but sometimes people just wanted something different, you know? So one day, a man, a saloon owner in a small town, decided to make a new type of soft drink and asked his patrons what flavor they'd like it to be. After getting no help from them, a stranger at the end of the bar suggested the man make a sarsaparilla-flavored drink. The stranger said he would happily share his family's recipe for the drink on one condition. The condition being that the stranger would be allowed to sample a bottle whenever he liked to ensure the recipe was being followed to the letter. The man happily agreed, thinking the drink would make him rich, and the stranger promised to meet him by sundown the next day. The next morning, the sheriff stopped by and reported that the stranger's body was found on the side of the town road. He'd been killed by bandits. The man, cursing his luck, closed the saloon early that day, just as the sun began to set. But after he'd locked the doors, he turned around to find an unfamiliar bottle on the bar with a note beneath it. The note was sealed with blue wax in the shape of a star. Opening it, the man found it contained a recipe for a sarsaparilla-flavored drink. Sampling the bottle's contents and finding it singularly delicious.
Too much dialogue, but at least he's talking here. At least I'm not having to read this.
Wherever he was. Being an honorable man, the saloon owner paid for the stranger's funeral, thinking it was the least he could do to repay him. The saloon owner went on to become rich selling the new drink, and to this day, some bottles of Sunset Sarsaparilla have a blue star under their caps. Some say the saloon owner ordered it done in honor of the stranger. Others say it's the stranger sampling the bottles like he promised. And that's the legend of the star. Hope you enjoyed it, and hope you continue enjoying Sunset Sarsaparilla.
Quest failed, the legend of the star. Well, what was I supposed to do otherwise? Is this some kind of joke?
The Sunset Sarsaparilla Company has received a number of complaints regarding the prize awarded for handing in Sunset Sarsaparilla stars. Therefore, we have seen fit to provide another prize that we feel will placate the most discriminating customer.
I thought I'd get a recipe here.
Double doors and follow the hallway to your left to the very end. An attendant will be there to present your prize directly. We at the Sunset Sarsaparilla Company would once again like to thank you for your patronage.
Quest added a valuable lesson. Okay, well, let's look at the quest and see why I failed that quest. It's not even listed. Man, it really feels like they just don't want to show you the failed quests unless they were actually real quests.
It has come to our attention that some of our loyal customers are less than pleased with the reward for their Sunset Sarsaparilla stars.
Okay. So we'll bring up the local map, so at least we know where we're going. Did all these doors reset, or can I not actually reach the location? Guess we should take empty syringe packs. So yeah, you do all that work and seems like you're going to get bupkis for it. I don't even see a reason to pick up these, but we will for the moment. But in the future, I may just stop picking them up completely. I swear, I've already been in this whole area though. So... yeah. All these pre-war books proving to be useless. It wants me to go here. Is there even a way up? Is this even a second story building? I mean, this part is factory floor. We had already destroyed and fought a whole bunch of robots this way. So maybe if we go take a higher road, that'll lead to something. It's just a massive amount of empty bottle crates though, as far as we can tell. So unless there really is some kind of recipe where we can refill the sunset sarsaparillas or some kind of machine. This was where the machine was making new caps. And the Crimson Caravan wanted me to stop the robots from making more caps. Yeah. We have this old janitor robot that's not dead. Just shut down. Then we'd searched everything as we were killing all of these people, all these robots in this case. So that's all on the same floor. See what the quest actually says. Go to the Sunset Sarsaparilla prize vault to collect your prize.
Keeping quiet, unless my creaky knees give us away.
It definitely feels like this would have been the way. You would have worked your way through all of this. This would have been really interesting, I suppose, if you could just blow up the whole area. do see what strikes me as maybe a second floor up there. So maybe there is some stairs somewhere. Yes. We collapse the roof. Takes you up here. Wow, look at all those things that disappeared. And we'll look at the local map. We're going the right direction. Would it make sense to go back down? No. There was a safe here. I guess I missed completely, so geez, I wonder how many things I missed. Bunch of dialogue. Way too much reading. You would think maybe the Mr. Handy robot might have been a companion. Okay. Where on the map? It says where I'm supposed to be going is further back in that direction. So my thought is that this is the way down. This has got to be it. Yeah. So we seemingly couldn't have opened this door, and maybe if we had tried, we would have gotten the quest. So we open this door. What are we gonna find? Some bottle caps. Some bottle caps. Some bottle caps. Even if it gave me 10,000 bottle caps, though, it wouldn't be much of anything. We have a character named Alan Marks here. We have Pew Pew as a weapon. His thing disappeared. I can see we have a holotape. Let's see what this holotape says.
I guess this is it. Not much air left now. Minutes maybe. And this is what I have to show for it. I guess the joke's on me. Probably shouldn't have killed all those people. Probably should have stayed at home and taken care of my mom. She always used to say people who murder and steal die bad in the end. Said they...
Obviously we're getting distracted here with quest. Let's see. And what were we going to pick as perks at this point? I think we may end up just wanting to take I don't know, terrifying presence might be one worth thinking about, but it probably isn't. I think misfortune is probably one to consider. The move here is to try and see if we can craft anything more. We could just take Explorer. You know what? I think we should take Explorer. Otherwise, we're gonna be out of quests. So let's think about that for a second. We have so many quests that are bugged, and the main story is going to be difficult to move forward otherwise. I still could do it, but it would take a while. See, I don't know why you can't take here and nows now if you wanted to. Most of these still are not anything that important. Let's see, and then potentially resetting your karma is a thought at the last moment. That feels like that is your true new game plus that they're going to give you instead of a real new game plus. Is they're just going to let you reset your karma, and then you can run around if you play as the good guy and play as the bad guy. So yeah, let's take Explorer. And
I guess this is it. Not much air left now. Minutes maybe. And this is what I have to show for it. I guess the joke's on me. Probably shouldn't have killed all those people. Probably should have stayed at home and taken care of my mom. She always used to say people who murder and steal die bad in the end. Said they...
So this guy got just trapped, Alan Marks, in this area, and so we can get a bunch of caps and his weapon. Take that badge. Deputy. It's a fake badge. Sunset Sarsaparilla deputy badge is all over the floor. Has some kind of, I guess, true prize that they would have given you. They seem to have absolutely no value, and so I almost wonder if the goal is to collect 100 of those next. I can't really move his body well enough to get that badge off of him. I'm just wondering how many there really are in the area. See, that's something that kind of show about the coolness of the idea of being able to pick up things and move things around, is that you can potentially find and pick and manipulate things, but it plays no role at all in your actual gameplay experience. If each of these badges, say, gave you even 1 XP, that would be something. Then it definitely feels like the next evolution of something like this would be to be able to pick up this element and clean up the place, or have somebody else clean up the place. This also runs into a big problem in that there could be something hidden in many locations in the game under a box. I would never think to actually look there and see if that's the case. If these deputy badges did something for you, like gave you karma, that would be interesting. So I suspect this Alan Marks is one of the employees that was here, so that does make an interesting question about why he isn't older or a skeleton, why he would be so well preserved. Let's see if we can kind of confirm that. That's Lucas Nash, Marcus Brody, Nathan Stanley. So no, that is somebody different. That didn't start a new quest. Pew Pew does a decent amount of damage. We'll give it a try. And then we have an extra star cap, and we have 214 of those, which makes me suspect that there's 255 exactly in there, or somewhere around 255, 2 to the power of 8. Of course I could be wrong, because there definitely are stacks that are above 2 to the power of 8. See if this guy has anything else to say. Nope, we are done with Festus. But the good news is, we are not done with the whole world, I bet. Since we've taken the world map quest, we can't fast travel anywhere, but we can set markers, we can fast travel the locations, we can see every single little location we have totally missed. We can pull now to accomplish a lot. I think it is worth pointing out that without taking this explorer quest, which I'm going the wrong way apparently, how can I be going the wrong way? Yeah, without this explorer quest, I would have really missed out on quite a lot. We should really just take a moment to count how many things have we not seen. We'll start at Good Springs and see that there are 2 things there, 3 things, 4 things, 5, 6 things. These all could be very small things. Long 15. How do we get there, I wonder? 7, 8, 9. Caesar's Legion Safe House. Old nuclear test site. Crashed vertibird. Wow. Dry wells. 7, 8, 9, 10. Just a massive amount of things. Ganger. Camp East. A toxic dump site. There is still a decent chance that Leggett's camp. Interesting, how do we get to Leggett's camp? Probably through here. Fisherman's Pride Shack. There is absolutely nothing up here in the top corner, though. Weirdly, there's even a South Cistern section, another ranch. Yeah, there's good 30 locations. Decent chance, though, that of those 30 locations, does this keep sending me in circles? Just gonna follow where my map tells me to go. Yeah, decent chance though these are just gonna be locations. Small locations. May not even have anybody to talk to. In case this is a fiend. Does Pew Pew always give me karma? Or is it just another that I'm shooting fiends? Just take everything. Some more in this direction. I hope it's not on the other side of this wall. Totally out of that. Out of bullets. But yeah, that didn't give me a sunset sarsaparilla recipe. That's really what I would have preferred. I'm gonna have to go here to reach this spot. Seems like that's the case. There's no way I'm getting up on the other side of this wall. Never mind. Just needed to do a little bit of Bethesda wall crawling. Got poisoned, punching. Punching him is. So you can buy, you pick up a bunch of metal stuff. And there's a blue cap, which is, I guess, what it was supposed to look like the whole time, but I think the visuals messed with that a lot of times. Might be out of stim packs. So we have a cellar that we found the key for. I feel like I probably may have been able to get some XP picking the lock. We still are in a weird position where there's... Yeah, do I even need to pick up Sunset Sarsaparillas at this point? Or are they just weighing me down? Yeah, I suppose even it is a weird catch-22 where even if they had given me a recipe to make Sunset Sarsaparillas, I would have been less than super enthusiastic about being able to do that. I wish these glitches weren't so prevalent. I wish in general the game was nowhere as glitchy as it is. I guess at this point we are just going to take waters and see if we can get a challenge completed. I'm really not getting enough XP. Which either implies to me that there's more game here, that they expected you to hit level 50 doing all the DLC included, or playing on very easy just reduces your encounters by so much that you don't get enough XP because of that. And all of this feels very much like crafting ingredients. So are we going to even find a crafting bench? Big Book of Science. Another key. Medicine. Here. Strategic nuclear moose. God said to let them have beer. So he's making beer and bootlegging. Okay. Let's just go ahead and pick up the key. Don't know what that key goes to. These are obviously just scaled down images of models of other things. Yeah, I don't see anything here. This, I guess, tells you where beer was coming from. Am I over encumbered? I think I am. Let's see. Weaver action shotgun, caravan shotgun, tire iron, fiend warrior, helmet. Leader, sadist armor. Okay. So it almost feels to me like it feels to me like there should be another locked thing, and I guess the locked thing would have been here. But see, that feels very weird because it's not like there's other locations that give you keys. And let's think about what our science stats are. Science is already at 100, so reading the big book of science is actually pointless. Let's see, it would be worth about 50. 50 caps isn't worth anything to me. Let's see what happens if we read it. Science increased by 4. Is science now at like 104? No. So that was just a waste.
Been doing this longer than you, pal.
Yeah, we're at level 38 of what I feel like should be closer to 50. Okay, so we're gonna just start at Good Springs, basically, and just see what these other locations are. These locations are probably incredibly short locations. I bet there's almost nothing here. Might be some hidden rocks. That'd be somewhat believable. What's down there? A coyote? Very tall angle there.
Hey, I guess I'm doing this.
So I wonder if this was supposed to be just a place where one coyote would have been trapped to offer you a slight challenge, but not much of a challenge. It would have been a fairly big challenge had I found this area way early in gameplay. Fallout does have this weird situation where it is very much bombs, not bombs. By which I mean, it would be a very different game if, as you approach this area, you saw a nuke or a mini nuke go off, and it would gain your attention and it would be irradiated for a while, and then you'd have to come back later to investigate it. Or you could actually shoot nuclear bullets that would do small nuclear explosions way more often. There are fat boys Batman's, whatever. But there's only like 3 or 4 I found in the entire game. It's just not much.
Okay, I guess we're doing it.
The move here definitely is to try and punch as many things as possible before Raoul gets to him.
Okay, I guess we're doing this.
Also, let's not move so incredibly fast. Splashing water. His pistol shots are fast. Yeah. We see far too many caves like this where that's just the end of it. Just a few little curves, and at the end you found a couple of dead bodies and some items of insignificance on the dead bodies. And it feels like the radio would point you to a lot of those sections. Just overall telling you. Okay. So which way do we want to go? I feel like this is the right direction to go first. Just because I'll miss it if I don't go now. Am I really going in the right direction? I guess I am. Taking this perk is way better than teleporting to each location and spinning around in a circle looking for an unfilled in triangle. But kind of obviously I should have just been looking for more unfilled triangles when I was playing the game originally. It's just a bunch of dead cacks. I'm assuming he's shooting them before I'm reaching the area. Finding a radio station. I don't think it's gonna really lead to anything. Boy, did they want you to use these camps more often. There was a point in Fallout 3 where you meet with somebody who's running a radio station, and that leads to some quests. But mostly it's important to point out that
Yeah, boss. I mean, if that fits with your schedule.
yeah, Fallout 3 had way more of a mystery. Where you're a Vault child, you're chasing after your father, the entire story. Here, in contrast, you're chasing after Benny for a brief amount of time, but that's not really the main quest.
Time for more fighting. I know. I've been doing this longer than you, pal.
See, and I guess what I'm doing right now is melee. We should consider what it would be like not even doing a melee weapon, but just being unarmed completely. See what that feels like. half wonder if maybe this location is in the DLC section. Why would it show it to me though if it was in the DLC section? Now, it's gotta be just a tiny little shack, I think. Do we have to come around? I wonder. Or maybe we have to wrap around this entire mountain. See, this lighter rock, to my eye, seems to imply that that is the path to travel. And that you can climb lighter rock and you can't climb darker rocks, but no, that's not the case at all. It's just right here in this alcove. So if this led to some kind of quest, like turning on all the ham radios, that would be interesting. Wasteland Survival Guide, we'll read that. There's so few of these books. I mean, to the point where it probably does make some sense to follow a walkthrough and just take all the skills early in the game. But at a certain point it makes sense to either use a mod or just use the console itself to just have all of your stats at 100% on the second playthrough. Just don't even care about any little problems you might run into being unable to pick up or pick locks or anything like that. There's just nobody here though. But, like, obviously there needs to be a person here explaining why the radio stations are being broadcasting. Use this. I think we can. Just drop a bunch of stuff off. Alright. Well, if that's not going to give us a location, then the next location it is. Gene skydiving. Let's travel there. And let the game crash again. Okay. Suppose it's worth mentioning that the Legend of the Star quest was an achievement. I have 35 out of 75 achievements unlocked now. And that was done by only 6% of players. The achievement I had before that is Blast Mastery, cause 10,000 damage with energy weapons. That was done by 22.2% of players. Wildcard, completing the quest Wildcard, on the other hand, has only been done by 12% of players, and that is a storyline late game quest. I still look nothing like this character as far as the NCR armor. Interesting. He didn't successfully save me in that spot, and then instead saved me here.
You hear there was some kind of shootout at one of them casinos on the strip? Some people got killed or something.
Let's go.
Yep. Our relationship with the powder gangers, not good. So they're gonna throw dynamite at us and shoot us. But it seemed pretty much like all players would be in that situation. But there is possibly some way you could have sided with the powder gangers. And I guess maybe that would have led to a path that if you sided with the powder gangers, maybe that would soften you and soften your moral decisions enough to push you towards siding with the Legion later. But yeah, I don't really think that would be the case. We'll continue to, I guess, just walk in this general direction. Me trying to shoot people or punch people unarmed is not going to work.
You like that?
That's just not realistic. This being unarmed, that does highlight the one situation where each character does need
I've been doing this longer than you.
some kind of weapon on them, just so you can steal it from them and do better. There's a little bit of radiation here. So you can see it's a radioactive barrel. They're using it to cook. Interesting thought. Alright, well. Next location we've missed would be Powder Ganger Camp East. I'll just walk in that direction. Yeah. My desire to kind of avoid this section, which the game doesn't really point you to hang around this area. If you were hanging around this area, you would be getting fairly close to Sloan and the deadly death claws. So it's not really a surprise that I would miss these sections. And then there's just no point later on to go check out Sloan. Definitely feels like there should have been a quest that said go investigate Sloan.
Okay, we're doing this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Time for more fighting. I know. I've been doing this longer than you, pal. Okay, I guess we're doing
I guess the thought here would be to, if you got poisoned a bunch of times, would that possibly lead to something like some perk for taking that specific type of damage? Where does this go? It just takes you back to Hidden Valley. But it's not the scorpion section, is it? I'm confused if I'm getting further away or if I'm getting closer. And that you just have to curve around. I think I'm getting further away. Yeah, this definitely feels like I'm just approaching Hidden Valley. That is an area we haven't been to before, as far as I can tell. But it also doesn't look like there's a broken off path. Yeah, since this game is so old, there is an overwhelming feeling that I just want more of everything. But then, this is also a game that is directly designed to try and satisfy that insane desire. It leads directly to the path of a game as a service, where they are just constantly adding content. And constantly trying to... So there's a secondary fence here. Seems unnecessary.
Don't worry, boss. With my cataracts, you only sort of look like the bad guy.
This is another cave section. It's not really a cave. Yes, I'm over encumbered again. So what are we really expecting to find here? Take some buff out. Take a knife. We can drag a skull. Let's see, some stim packs and silverware, sporks. May not have a spork in my miscellaneous collection, but nothing here. So I wonder if the idea is that all of these caves, even though a lot of them are not anywhere near anything else, but I wonder if the thought is that a lot of these caves are from the effects of things being blown up with dynamite. Still are not at that camp yet. suppose I should try the knife and see if I can do anything with the knife. This feels like an awkward path. But it does seem like it's a doable path. Yeah, I think it's very important to fight that default feeling of just wanting more.
Let's dance.
And realize that better quality is not directly connected or in any way always related to quantity. The right way, in my mind, to fix this game is to make it shorter and polish the main story to a much higher level, because that foundational story that's being told here is pretty bad. See if we picked up a knife there. It's always a slashing motion. See, I think this probably highlights where you would have to have a fairly high amount of health to use a knife, and you would have to be very willing to run forward and take shots. Still not sure this actually is.
I've been doing this longer than you, pal.
There are some Caesar's Legion people randomly attacking too. So did we find the camp? I guess this is it. So there was a camp all around the correctional facility that you could have circled around. There's Neil's shack, which, let's go ahead and do Neil's shack. Do that. Find our direction and head that way. I don't know who Neil is off the top of my head. Okay. Now, slicing a Deathclaw to death is basically the height of insanity. Okay. What I need to do is stay on the road for a little bit. Would the texture and the condition of the knife get worse as I use it? The condition probably will. The texture, I suspect, won't. I imagine it will look the same no matter what. I still have no idea how to craft weapons.
Don't worry, boss. I can't let. 。 . 。 。 。 。 。 .
Yeah. 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 。 。 . 。 。 . 。 。 . 。 。 . 。 。 . 。 。 . 。 。 . 。 。 . 。 。 . 。 。 。 。 。 . 。 。 .
'Cause
I guess it almost makes sense that if you were gonna start with the first premise that every single NPC should have a bed that they sleep in, you can start to expand that to the idea of actual gameplay by having characters being found dead very far away from where they sleep and where they live, and then possibly having some kind of map or marker be revealed. There's nothing here, though. Even that suitcase, which could have easily had something big in it, has nothing in it. So yeah, Neil might just have been the super mutant. Yeah, I think it was the super mutant we found. I guess you were supposed to run into him there, walking down the road, but I came in through a backside and ran into him from this spot. Okay. So as we go down this left side, which would have been where we traveled first. This is not really giving us XP for doing all of this. And it's definitely not giving us quests. Yeah, I do think I should take some of the blame that I didn't find this location. This definitely was one of those locations where there's a bunch of ghouls over there. Right. This is definitely one of those locations where I was trying to get forward to a main story, and as such I did not wander around and get distracted. And that definitely is what I would want in a game like this. A modern take on this would be for more of a linear story experience. So yeah, that's the game I got effectively, and it wasn't very compatible with what this open world design offers. So this is just a highly irradiated area with a bunch of feral ghouls. And so Mesquite Mountains. Alright, we gotta stop goofing around. Knife is just not doing enough damage. So, yeah, even if I'd come this direction, I probably wouldn't have survived for very long. So, it's like they're growing mushrooms. Well, they were growing mushrooms. So there's a whole named character here, but he's dead. DC Journal of Internal Medicine, pre-war hat, briefcase, cherry bombs. What are our stats on medicine? We still have some stuff that can be done there, so DC Journal of Internal Medicine is helpful, but it definitely feels like there might be one, maybe two books for each skill in the entire game, and it's important to point out that they would have only given me two skill points had I not taken a perk to make it give me 4, which I think that was worth it. I suppose the idea could have been that you would have maybe made this a location that you would have hung around and made your house. I guess it would have been better than nothing, but it's not much of a house. Something else here is taking a lot of my inventory up. I'm not sure 100% what it is. Yeah, I don't know why I have a 175 weight. And things like cigarettes never play any role. You can't carry the wood chipper.
I expect to be awed by your dizzying mercantile sense, boss.
There we go. So this Dr. Watson, yeah, he's supposed to. A crazed Mr. Handy and a Dr. Watson. I guess this is probably a Sherlock Holmes reference. Dr. Watson and Sherlock Holmes on drugs. And that leads to a book. And that's about it. As far as the actual world map, though, I suppose this does still point out that even taking the perk, the Explorer perk, which maybe I should have taken a lot earlier, it's still not going to have me wander over 100% of the square footage of the map. If I was to really bring up like the local map, you're going to see a lot of lines like this. And maybe I'll look to the left and I'll look to the right, but my view may just be blocked by rocks. And in most cases, you're not even going to do that. You're just going to set a arrow and then hold down the control stick on the controller. There's actually a button on the keyboard that would just have you automatically walk that way. Or walk forward, whichever direction you pointed. So even they even know that it's kind of ridiculously too much. It is possible that I'm running into more difficult enemies these days now because I'm at higher levels. If that is the case, then it does make me question whether there is a very different experience. We're obviously going there. For the players who are at level 50, even if you're playing on very easy, versus players that are level 1, 2, or 3.
I've been doing this longer than you, pal.
That could certainly explain why it feels a little weird, a little empty when I was first playing the game. So there's a little bit more to this location, and I could have easily seen myself not recognizing that and just wandering to the next location. Wasteland Survivor Guide. My other concern, though, would be I might be finding all these books not because they are permanently here, but because they have hit a maximum level of things they can give me. And magazines just aren't cutting it anymore. Otherwise, I would have to assume that it's more of a case that it's more of a case that the magazines are in one location and the other items are in another, or magazines are in story locations. Talk to this traveling merchant and see if we can maybe sell some things.
Hey there. Sure.
Does have a large amount of caps, so
Sure. I'll stop using my rotary. Sure thing, boss. I expect to be awed by your dizzying mercantile sense, boss.
where's Eddie? Eddie's got all my stuff. See what we can craft. fact you have to go through so many steps, though, is not great. It's just programmed weirdly that you leave the menu when you should just be able to hit A. I'm gonna break down some ammo so I have some more pistol powder. This is a lot of stuff to have to do. I think very little of it actually is going to lead to anything helpful. Okay. The real money, let's see if we can really pull this off, is going to be in finding something that starts at a high value with a low condition and then trying to improve that to a high value. So this lever action shotgun, for instance. Lever action shotgun 2000, good. Laser RCW versus Gauss rifle. Laser pistol versus pew pew. Knife versus police baton. Caravan shotgun I think is better than the singleton shotgun. Knives are only worth, police batons are worth more than knives are. So I think that's about as good as we're gonna get. Caravanner's outfit starts at 46. Fiend helmet starts at 2. Biker's goggles. I think we need to keep that one. Motorcycle helmet. Cowboy starts at 2. Powder gang outfit. Powder gang soldier outfit. I may not have one of those, so we'll take that and we'll put that at our highest level. I guess the question here is are we trying to sell things or are we trying to keep things?
Hey there. Need anything?
Okay, what we can sell I think is this. No real problem there. No real problem there. Let's not sell the displacer glove. Gauss rifle. These don't seem that valuable. That's like 4,000. This is not even sellable. Oh. Just realized that the Tesla armor actually is in terrible shape. So take that. Doubt he would have any food that I don't already have. But see, he might have all kinds of mods. There's just all kinds of things you can definitely buy from him. Half of these things I think I sold to him. So there's another 12,000 caps. I just need to sell. What can we sell otherwise that yeah, there's not a lot I think I can sell. I could sell drugs. I could sell magazines. So once again, we're just playing a lot of menu hero. I think we could probably sell things if we have 2 of them. It's probably 2 mods. Could sell all of those. That wouldn't get you any money though. So the only thing that would save the day here is if I had just a massive amount of bullets to sell. And I just don't think that's really going to happen. You can't sell surplus bullets. You could sell flamer fuel. We could sell mini nukes. We could sell rockets. So I thought I was going to end up selling a bunch of stuff. I guess the good news there is that does tell me we now know where to go to get caps back, but without taking the perk of being able to fast travel while over encumbered, it's just not going to happen. Yeah. I'm not going to be able to fast travel to this location with all of the power armor and high value extra weapons I have. Right. This requires a key to open. So the mystery of how to get to the Long 15, which might be DLC, I think may just continue. And next episode we'll hit this location, hit this location. Obviously we've just got a lot to do. There is a possibility that I could go in here and talk to some people and see if maybe they would just give me the key, or if I could find the key and steal it. That is another possibility. But yeah, there's not a lot of anything else that can be done. Alright, so we'll wander around here and see if we can find the key in the next episode. That's going to be it for this episode. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, and keep on watching. Thanks.